The first number shapes the entire negotiation. In negotiations, the first number isn't just a proposal, it's a psychological anchor that shapes the rest of the conversation. Whether you're making or receiving the offer, that first figure creates an invisible frame, one within which all subsequent arguments orbit or compare. That's why who speaks first isn't merely a tactical question, it's a question of who defines the reality. The one who offers the first number may not control the outcome, but they often control the context in which the outcome is created. In negotiation, silence may feel safe, but making the first offer might be your way to lead. In negotiation, many fear speaking first, worried it reveals too much. But in reality, the first to name a number isn't losing power, they're setting the stage. By anchoring a figure, you shape what is negotiable and the logic of every offer that follows. If you say 10, the other party mentally works up or down from that, not from a random midpoint. Even if they object, their frame of reference is yours. Psychologists call this the anchoring effect, a subtle but strong form of influence. So, making the first offer is drawing the field. You may not always win, but you usually lead the rhythm. Anchoring is one of the most common decision-making effects, yet one of the least recognized. When the first number is spoken, the listener unconsciously begins adjusting their thinking and expectations around it. This isn't manipulation, it's how the brain works. We need reference points. In negotiation, the first offer becomes that reference point, influencing every comparison afterward. Whether we object, counter, or accept, the brain processes from the anchor. And here's the twist. The less information we have, the stronger the anchor. So those who anchor first don't force, they frame. Making the first offer isn't about rushing to win. It's about offering wisely so you don't trap yourself. A poorly researched number can be your own downfall. For instance, a candidate confidently asks for $1,000 when the market pays $1,400. The recruiter agrees instantly and regret sets in. The issue wasn't being first, it was anchoring based on instinct, not data. In negotiation, emotion can lead you to undervalue yourself just to close fast. But the well-prepared negotiator anchors precisely, not too high to offend, not too low to devalue. The power of the first number lies not in saying but in knowing. In a funding pitch, the founder opens, "We're seeking $500,000 for 10% equity." The investor stays silent, but mentally, a value frame forms. Whatever comes next, counter, rejection, or posit, now circles the founder's frame. That's the power of defining reality. The first offer doesn't force, it sets the zone where others must engage. In business communication, leverage doesn't come from dominance, it comes from shaping a reasonable narrative. And the first number is the map that frames the negotiation journey. Sometimes silence yields more than speed. When you lack information or when the other party feels pressure, listening first helps uncover their expectations and strategy. In an acquisition deal, the buyer stayed quiet and the seller offered a lower than expected price. Silence became a tool to reveal insecurity. But waiting doesn't mean passivity. It means calibrating the moment. Knowing when not to speak is a strategic skill. You stay silent not because you lack a voice, but because you're building a map of value from the voice of the other side. In a negotiation between a tech startup and a major investor, the founder confidently said, "We're proposing $1.2 million for 15% equity." Silence followed, not due to shock, but because it was clear, confident, and reasonable. The investor replied, "We're open to negotiating, but this number tells me you know what you want." The deal moved quickly, not because of the figure, but because trust was built in that first moment. That first number didn't just open a deal, it opened a relationship. Sometimes, the greatest value of the first number isn't monetary, it's the signal of professionalism and clarity. In negotiation, there's no perfect strategy, only good timing. The first number may not guarantee victory, but it helps you guide the conversation on your terms. Sometimes, the winner isn't the one who gets the best price, but the one who shapes a space where both sides feel fairness, clarity, and momentum. When you speak first, you're signaling, "I'm ready to share, and I'm confident to begin." Often, that's enough to set a rhythm others follow. Speaking first isn't about striking hard, it's about opening the door to strategic dialogue.